Hey, hi, hello there, how's it going? I am the Grandmaster, and I also go by DRay, your coach of the San Diego Spirits. And if you're here, you're a real one, I appreciate it. As I mentioned in the actual game, this is an unlisted video, so that way the channel has the games themselves. For the most part, from my experience, I've noticed that people just simply skip the team builders anyway, so this is going to be for the people that actually care about wanting to know what we brought, why we brought it, what the EV spread breakdown is, and all that fun jazz. The full breakdown of the actual game matchup itself. So again, if you're here, you're a real one. I truly do appreciate it. And just so you know, leaving a like on this video also still helps out the channel, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, hit the bell button so you get notified every single time we post a new video. Let's get on into it. Today we take on the Sacramento Nido Kings, piloted by my good friend, my brother, ITZWhateva. Ant. He's a near and dear friend. I love this guy to death. He's part of a little group that we have in Discord called Goons, and so we're in call an awful lot, and so I share my life with him, and I'm very much so appreciative of his friendship. He's a fantastic human being. I'm very grateful for him. But we have to take him down. we have to play a really good game. I'm very focused for these two leagues. Very much so looking forward to it. I'm very excited for both teams. I think they're going to be so much fun, and they definitely cater to my play style, and that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So the Sacramento Nido Kings, the little green section on the matchup, he's got Latias, which can terrestrialize into any type. That's why it's highlighted in purple. Meowscarada. I'm sorry, what did I say? Did I say Latias or Meowscarada? My brain got kind of tongue-tied. Latias and then Meowscarada. He's got the Infernape, Pecharunt, Rotomwash, Tinglu, Cinccino, Tinkaton, Bastiodon, which can also tear into any type, and the Glalie. So our Terra Captains are the Duraludon and the Noctowl. This is free Terra preview for this league, which means that before the matchup starts, if he brings a Terra Captain, he does have to let me know in the DMs which type it is, which is cool, but also you can tear into any type, which means that Latias is going to be so fucking gross. I think from my feedback that I've gotten from a couple of different people that were giving me advice during team drafting, that Pokemon is broken. So we'll see if it really is. I hope it's not. You know, I hope we can see what we can do with it and go from there. If I were to guess, the 6 Pokemon he brings is the Latias, because, you know, like we just talked about, busted. Meowscarada, the Infernape, Rotomwash, Tinglu, and Tinkaton. I think he leaves Pecharunt on the bench. I don't see Bastiodon coming. I don't see Cinccino coming. I don't see Glalie coming. Big highlight of his team is he doesn't have removal outside of Cinccino. Cinccino was given Tidy Up, which is like the rodent move. It's a +1 attack and a +1 speed boost. It goes up by 1 stage, and it removes hazards on his side of the field. Aside from that, he doesn't have removal, which is fantastic, and I do want to take advantage of that. Latias lost Defog, which is really cool. Even if it didn't lose a Defog, I think he'd want to use it more offensively. It's like a win con kind of thing. So we do want to fully, you know, expose that weakness in his team. And I don't think Pecharunt comes. Although it's a fantastic Pokemon, I think it kind of gets overwhelmed by both of our ghosts. Annihilate and Spectrier are a big problem for it, so I can definitely see it riding the bench. As well as some other ground offenses on the special side from things like the Sandy Shocks, which you can see on your screen we did bring. So I'd be surprised if he brings it. So we do want to expose that part as well, having the Glimmora, which is really cool. He has a lot of rockers, a lot of hazard setters, and things like the Meowscarada, the Infernape, the Tinglu, the Tinkaton, Bastiodon. He's got a lot of hazard options, but to remove them is a problem for him. So let's go to take advantage of it. So the first Pokemon we're bringing is going to be Glimmora. Very, very, very straightforward. Glimmora can be played a little bit more recklessly. We have more Fizz Death. We're basically max Fizz Death. We are Fizz Death because we want to ensure that we can activate that toxic debris as best we can. We can switch into things like the Meowscarada, things like the Infernape, which we resist the fire type moves, and we are neutral to the fighting type moves, which is actually really cool. He can run Earthquake on the Infernape, so we do have the Scout for that. But primarily this is here for our hazard control, because we can remove hazards with Mortal Spin, which is fantastic. It removes them from our side of the field. It's basically a poison type rapid spin, which is really cool. And if he wants to try to block our Mortal Spin with his Tinkaton, we'll hit him with an Earth Power. Earth Power is also going to hit the Pecharunt if it does come for super effective damage on the special side. Pecharunt is primarily more of a physically defensive threat, and Earth Power is really nice to be able to hit it on the opposite end of the spectrum, which does even more damage. And the Power Gem is going to be doing our stab damage. So we have Edgequake, the special version, and then we have Spiky Shield, If we can get a little bit more Black Sludge recovery, plus the spiky shield, for those who don't know what this is what it does, it's basically protect, and if you make contact with Glamora, then you're going to take 1/8 of your health, which is cool. We could take advantage of that with the Meowscarada, with the Infernape, with the Tinkaton, and as well as Tail Slap from the Cinccino if he does bring that, and a physical Glalie, which is cool. Again, I don't think that Cinccino or Glalie show up, but it's nice to get that chip damage, get a little bit more health recovery, and get the Toxic Debris up. If Petra doesn't come like we think it doesn't, being able to get 2 layers of spikes will be huge to greatly poison things like the Tinglu, to greatly poison the Meowscarada, which is fantastic. It may be running boots, but it'd be nice to hit that, as well as the Infernape. But number one is to get rid of that Tinglu. The way we can get rid of that Tinglu, I'm gonna skip ahead here, is to bring in Roman. Roman is going to be the main switch into Tinglu, and I have been using Annihilate not so great in the past, because the last 2 teams that I put Annihilate on, it was very hyper offensive, and that's not my playstyle. I'm very much so balanced, at least I think so. I play better balance. I do fantastic in showdown games and showdown leagues because I'm not performing and being Grandmaster D-Ray, but also because I draft balance, and so I want to do something like that. So this team I'm very much so excited for. Annihilate is here with very bulky set, very classic set. We're running Rage Fist, Drain Punch, Bulk Up, and Substitute. Substitute is there to be able to take advantage of the Rotom Wash. We have enough speed to outspeed Petrarunt, a timid max speed Petrarunt, if he does bring that by 1 point, which in turn will outspeed Rotom. If we're in front of it cleanly, I'm gonna hit Substitute. If he wants to go for a Will-O-Wisp to neuter Annihilate, then we'll obviously block it. And with the 2-8 investment in HP paired with the 60 in Spadef, he does not break the sub with Volt Switch, which is fantastic. He's gonna have to watch us recover leftovers and possibly get up a bulk up, or he has to hard switch. In that case, I'll get off a Drain Punch and try the best to boost my Rage Fist as soon as humanly possible. We're gonna play as best we can with Annihilate early in the game to make him lose assets and have to struggle to take down Annihilate, because that's what Annihilate's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be boosting up the Rage Fist and then being an absolute nuisance. Game plan is to remove the Tinglu. If we remove the Tinglu, then that means that Spirit or Spectre can win the game. We're running Shadow Ball, Draining Kiss, Will-O-Wisp, and Calm Mind. We have enough speed to outspeed a cheeky max speed Meowscarada by 1 point and be able to hit it with a Draining Kiss. Will-O-Wisp is to neuter the Meowscarada as well as neuter the Tinglu if we can't knock them out with the Draining Kiss, depending on how much the health that they're at. We're running some calcs here, is that we do have to get big damage on things like the Tinkaton, because at max HP it's actually pretty thick. It's very bulky in the Spadef side, and also if it's a max HP Rotom. But the calcs that I have for my Spectrier is that Shadow Ball does 44 to 52% to a max HP Rotom Wash, and then 36 to 43% to a max HP Tinkaton. So we do have to get them in range of that, so that way this Pokemon can win the game. But the both of them can be taken advantage of as well. Will-O-Wisp, I can neuter that Tinkaton, and then Calm Mind I can set up in front of the Rotom Wash. I do have to keep in mind that I don't want to get paralyzed, so I have to find out that it doesn't have Thunder Wave before I can do something stupid like that, because primarily Spectre is going to be part 1 of the win con. If I can win with Spectrier, that will be determined mid-game, I think. Otherwise, we have Arya. Arya is going to be here with Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Calm Mind, and Moonlight. We have very damn near max HP. We have 112 in Spadef with the Calm Nature, and then the rest in Defense to be an unkillable, annoying, beautiful Pokemon. Shout out to my baby girl Arya, my daughter. So we have Calm Mind to boost up our Spadef. Shadow Ball is there to hit the Petrarunt if it does want to come for super effective damage. We don't get Malignant Chained, meaning that, well, we'll get poisoned, but we won't take poison damage because of the Magic Guard, and we won't take any kind of confusion damage, which is really cool. I actually don't know the mechanic if I hit myself and lose a turn. If that's the case, that sucks, but at least I won't take damage because I have to take direct damage because of the Magic Guard ability, which is really cool. Shadow Ball is our neutral hit against the Tinkaton, so we do have to remove the Tinkaton before we can do so. So like I said, Tinglu, Tinkaton, if I can bring those Pokemon down, I'm in a really fantastic position with either Spectrier or with Clefable, which is fantastic. Bolt Gang is here to be a breaker. Bolt Gang don't bang. Sandy Shocks is going to be running Earth Power, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, and Stealth Rock. Fantastic dual stabs this matchup. He doesn't have a very good ground switch in. His ground resist is the Meowscarada, which doesn't want to take chip damage. So we want to get a max special attack boosted. Earth power is boosted by the soft sand. His immunities for levitators are the Latias and the Rotom. So the plan is, if the Latias wants to come in, I'm going to neuter it with the Thunder Wave, which makes it so much easier to deal with. If he happens to be Terra Electric, that's kind of a problem, but I don't think he's going to be. I really don't think he's going to be. If he is, we'll kind of hit that bridge when we go for it. And then we have the Volt Switch to be able to Volt Switch on the Rotom, which will get us into Brooklyn. It also allows us to set up a Stealth Rock, which is fantastic. Once we get Brooklyn in on the Rotom, we have the Assault Vest, and he goes for Volt Switch. It gives us a stamina boost. Every time we get touched, similar to Annihilate, we get a +1 stage in our defense, which will help us take on the team a little bit better. We'll be able to circumvent the ability by running the Assault Vest to get that boost in Spadef. The idea here is we have 32 EVs in speed to get to that 214 number, which allows us to outspeed a 4 EV Petrorent, which in turn outspeeds a 4 EV Duramash and everything below, which is really cool. And then max HP, but we brought it down to 248 to get that odd number in HP, and then the rest in special attack to be able to take advantage of that huge 125 special attack. Flash Cannon is going to be our main stab here because he doesn't have a very good switch into it. If you look at his team, I don't think Bastiodon comes. I don't. Otherwise, his next best switch in is going to be the Infernape, which is an Infernape. Very, very known for not being bulky. So if we can get chip damage on that, that would be awesome. And we have the Terra Steel this matchup because we can remove our Dragon typing. That'll help us more on the defensive front in some instances, and allows us to get an even bigger boost to our Flash Cannon, a little adaptability style boost, which is great. Dragon Pulse is there over Draco because I would like to stay in with the Archaludon to take full advantage of those stamina boosts, so we can still get that stab 85 power move and not drop our special attack and have to switch out to do damage. As those stamina boosts start to rack up, we have the Body Press to be able to hit things like the Tinglu on the physical side, which I would probably assume is going to be mass special defense. And it also allows us to hit that Bastiodon if it does come. Again, I don't think it does. And it also allows us to knock out a dark version of the Meowscarada, which is great. Dragon Tail is there to be able to remove any kind of annoying setup. Things like the Iron Defense. Bastiodon, if he's Terra Fairy, we'll see. But I don't think Bastiodon comes. I really don't think it does. If he's a setup Latias and he's Terra Fairy, we can blast him with a Flash Cannon, a Terra boosted Flash Cannon, which would be really good. So we don't have to worry about any kind of stored power shenanigans or like a Calm Mind annoying set with the Mist Ball shenanigans. So that's really cool for this thing. We're going to be pretty reckless with Brooklyn and with Roman. So these two are going to be the ones that are going to kind of be playing those early games. And depending on how the game goes, the end game is going to be either with Spirit or with Aria. Bolt Gang is going to help these two break. Once he's able to get through Roman, Bolt Gang, Brooklyn, and the chip damage down from the Toxic Degree from Toxica is going to be really nice for that end game. So hopefully we brought the correct 6. I feel a little bit uncomfortable leaving behind the Dondozo. I feel like Dondozo does really, really well here outside of Flower Trick from the Meowscarada. It doesn't do crazy amounts of damage, but it does become really, really annoying. I definitely had Dondozo on the first variant of this team. I just really don't think that Petrorent comes. I don't, so I want to take advantage of it by being able to get up that Toxic Debris. And if he's Heavy Duty Boots on the Tinglu to avoid getting poisoned, that's great. That means he's not leftovers. It'll get chipped down even faster. And that's going to be helping us mitigate that end game, which is what we want. That's the team we're going to be bringing. Very excited to play the game. And we'll go from there. Let me know what you guys think about this team in the comment section below. Again, leaving a like on this video does to help out the channel. I'll see you guys in the game. Thanks so much for watching.